Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode from the PixelCraft server. I'm still here floating in the skies, coming down upon our island from the last episode, where, as you can see, in the last episode, we changed it all to grass. And I'm still doing fancy smancy floating stuff. So how you doing? Is everything good? You doing okay? Anyways, that's enough in the skies. I think we're gonna go ahead and land down here, and we're gonna get on with the video. It's kind of do some real stuff instead of just terraform, or sorry, not terraform. That's what we're going to be doing today, actually. But instead of just, changing the island from mycelium to moss or moss to grass, we're going to be doing real terraforming today. As you can see, me and Allie have been marking out some stuff around the island with some of these, some blocks around and some signs, kind of marking what we want and where. Like over here, I want some stony cliffs over here, and I marked out the edges with these dark oak planks, and she marked out some and of course I missed. She marked out some enchanted forests on the edge here, and I want to do some work on the shorelines today. Like over here, as you can see, all this purple water. It's probably where we're going to be working later on in this episode. It's not where we're going to be starting today. Actually, we're going to be starting over here. Let me fly over here. This is where we're going to be starting today. As you can see, all the way down there and back up to here, and I marked it shore. That's really helpful sign. But yeah, I'm going to be putting a shoreline here, and an actually interesting one, hopefully. Like I said in the last episode, I've never actually terraformed before, so that's what we're going to do, and hopefully it turns out good. Probably going to come out to about here with it, and then up here, as you can see, there's some more markings, and then this is that enchanted forest marking out that she did. And there's another area for a shore right here. I have a special idea for that. That's going to be its own episode, actually. Probably not next episode. I don't know what next episode's going to be, but it's something special is going to go here. But if we head back over this way, as you can see, there's more marking out for that enchanted forest area. She wants it like spread out through the area, or through the island. But so I'm not entirely sure exactly what I'm gonna need for this project, but it's gonna be a big one because I'm wanting to do, the whole shoreline except for the one special shore. I don't know how much of the shores we're going to get done in this episode, but I kind of want to do a lot. And I do want to show you the map, I think. Let me see if I can do this while looking at my face. Do a big swoop. Think I can get it? Let me see. Ow. Okay, that hurt. That was really uncalled for, you brick wall. Slamming yourself into my face. Rude. Anyways, if you look on the map here, you can see the shorelines here is where we're going to be working. And all this purple water, we're going to be expanding the island into the purple waters. So the island gets bigger, and then we have a nice shoreline along the entire island. So the island looks pretty. from the outside in. And then you can't really see well up there, but the upper part is where that special shore is going to go. But yeah, I think let me go ahead and gather some stuff and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I gathered, I don't know. I gathered everything that I think I'm going to need for the project, and let's go ahead and take a look at it. We're going to start here, and then we'll work our way around the island, I think. But we're starting here first. So I set up my shulkers, and I got some sand, because obviously it's a beach. I got even more sand. And then I got some sandstone, some basalt, a mix of andesite, cobblestone, a little bit of tuff, mossy cobble. I'm definitely going to need more of all of this, but I just brought a little bit over for now. I got some dirt just in case. I got some mud. I'm not going to use a whole lot of that, but, you know, gravel. I don't know if I'm going to use that, but I brought it. Some stone, cobble deep slate, some normal deep slate. I don't think I'm going to use any of this, but I just brought it just because. And then I brought some wood, these 3 wood types, because I want to try a technique I saw Pearlescent Moon use. I don't know if it's going to work, but I hope it's going to work. So that's what we're going to do. Then we're going to fill out the island. And it's going to be pretty, and it's going to be flawless first try. I'm not going to make any mistakes. And that's a complete and blatant lie. Yeah? Did you believe me? That doesn't matter. Anyways, let's move on. Okay, so I laid out everything that I think I'm going to need to kind of show off my block palette here. And for the cliffs, not for the beach. I'm still kind of back and forth on that. But here's the sort of idea that I'm going with as sort of the cliffs, as to kind of follow this line of the tall part of the dirt. I don't know what I'm really talking about. I don't know if that's obvious or not. But you may notice that there's a gap in between each of these blocks. And that's because these blocks can have extra blocks in between to kind of help fill the transition line and kind of smooth it out and make it an easier transition from beginning to finish. So, like from here, you could probably go like that, and then from that, we can add mossy cobble, and then I definitely messed up here because there is really no transition between andesite and stone, is there? Yeah, no. I'll just place that. Yeah, that should be good. Is that good? I think that's good. I totally know what I'm talking about, by the way, as someone who's never terraformed before. But that looks like a pretty decent transition for some cliffs, right? Like, this says our block palette. It's not a bad block palette for cliffs. Again, I'm just copying Pearlescent Moon. And it might be entirely possible that I am completely stalling working on the beach and cliffs, because I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. But I guess I should probably get started on it anyways. And it's gonna follow the curvature of the land a little bit. I'm gonna have to rework some of this dirt. And then... And let me go fly up here so you can get a better look at the land. So it's gonna go out there and then follow and move the dirt a little there and follow the curvature of the land, and it'll run the whole way probably down to that shoreline over there, and then around that bend, and I'll have to move a lot of dirt and everything, but it'll go. We're going to work on all of this right now. I don't know if we're going to have time in this video to continue any more after this, but I'm going to stop stalling and we're going to just go ahead and get to it. So sit back, relax, grab your popcorn, and let's go. Okay, well, doesn't that just look beautiful? It definitely doesn't look like I made it, but I promise I'm the one that did it. It's not perfect, but it definitely looks way better than I thought it was gonna look. It literally does not look like I made it. Kind of like zoned out for the beach. The cliffs weren't bad because I've kind of done a little bit of rock work before. I know I said I haven't done terraforming, but I've worked a little bit with rocks. But I don't even think I was there when I was making the beach. I think Pearl took over. So thanks, Pearl. For the record, I don't know her. I'm a fan. And like I said, it's messy. It's not perfect, and it still needs some work and everything. But honestly, as first time terraform, I'm like incredibly proud of this. Like, I'm honestly shocked at how well it came out. like even when if you look at the time lapse, I know it ends like right there, but we are going to continue the cliffs around. But if you watch the time lapse, I did make a few mistakes. But anyways, we're gonna continue these cliffs around. I've decided all the way around this way, and they're gonna be super tall, and then they're probably gonna end right about here. And then our plan is that we're gonna build a giant dock pier thing over here after the cliffs. So that'll probably be next episode or the next one or the next one. I don't know. I'm not the one who plans the episodes. The other guy does it. I'm just the guy who plans the episodes. Wait, that's not right. Anyways, so if you're wondering about this little thing, it says lighthouse. We're going to be putting like a little lighthouse here on this like little peninsula island thing. But I think we're going to actually move the island just a little bit out this way a bit. And like put some rocky boulder things out in the waters. And then continue the beach and cliffs around this way until we get to this fancy shores that's going to be over here. Which we're going to do in a future episode as well. But yeah, we're not going to do any of this episode because the beach took longer than I thought it would. Because I couldn't decide what to do on the beach. But I am really, really proud of it. It ain't done, like I said. It's still not done. I want to add foliage and leaf litter and bushes. And it's time to sleep. Let me go sleep. Is it time to sleep? Yeah. And of course it's raining, but it's time to add the foliage. Now, I got some stuff to try, but I also brought this stuff. I had to go grab some stuff, so that's why there was a jump cut right there. I got some leaf litter that I wanted to add, and I got bushes, but we're on a mycelium island, so this... yeah, no. That is way too green! Okay, yep, no, that's... No, I was hoping maybe it might work as like a little bit of a contrast, but no, I don't like that at all. Okay, so let's see what else we got. We got the pale moss. I think that'll look good. We'll do that. Just place it some random spots around. See how it comes out. And then get some bone meal. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, with the little pale moss vine creeping up the side of the walls. Yeah. Sir. Yeah. Okay, that looks good. Okay. Now let's run over here. Is there anywhere else I could put any of these? Well, definitely need one there. Definitely bone meal that. I love this stuff, Mojang. The top tier addition to the game. Love it. Okay. Yeah, bone meal that too. Put that there. I like that it's randomized too. Like, it's random how tall it'll be. Love it. Bone meal that. Although I wish you could break like one side of it when it's in a corner like that, but that's fine. And that's probably enough for those. Let's see. Another addition to the game in that update is the eye blossoms, or whatever they're called. What can we... how many can we add? And do they look good? I think they look good. They stick with the sort of grayscale color of the cliffs, but they add a little bit of texture variance. Yeah. And when they open up at night, they'll look even more different. Yeah. We also have the newest update to the game. Is these wild blossoms or whatever? I don't know. I'm gonna have to mess around with these. It sucks that they only can be placed on dirt, and we have a very limited amount of dirt. Not sure I like them. But definitely like the firefly bushes. They might have to just stick to being underground though for the ambiance. And I do want to put some cactus flowers around as to look kind of like coral. Not there though. There? Huh? In there. Yeah. Doesn't look half bad. I love that we can place the cactus flowers on like any block and not just dirt. Then we also got these dry bushes in the newest update. And I love them. They definitely work for this aesthetic for the beach. And then we can bone meal them for the large variant. Not there. No, I don't like that. Is that good? Get rid of that one. Okay. So... yeah. That looks good so far. Is that looking good? I think that looks good. Then obviously we're gonna need to add leaf litter later. Let's retry this bush. Maybe... man, no, the contrast is just so high. Does it look good at all? Even diffused? No, I still don't like it. No. That's the downside to living on a mushroom island, I guess. Is that some of your foliage is just not going to look good no matter what. Especially... I don't know what the rest of my sentence was about to be, but... especially that. But, anyways... I do like the wild flowers, or whatever these things are called. I just gotta use them sparingly. Yeah. Yeah? Yeah. I don't want to put too much. I wish they could be placed on sand too, though. Yeah, they can't be placed on sand. Darn. Let's see. Does this work? Can we... no? Can't place any of this underwater? Even the cactus flower? The dry grass? Firefly bush? Leaf litter even? Wildflowers? None of them? What about the bush? Or the eye blossom? None of them? Oh, lame. That sucks, Mojang. Anyways, I think I've done a pretty good job of foliaging the beach. I like it. I mean, it could use a little bit more of the cactus flowers here and there and a couple touch-ups. It's gonna just be something that I work on here and there as we go. Every once in a while I'm gonna, walk by and be like, ooh, I don't like that. And or I'm gonna be like, hey, this cactus flower sucks. Or, oh man, I really wish this spot had a bush, But yeah, I definitely needed to add more cactus flowers. But yeah, I think I'll work on this a little bit more in between episodes, but I think that's going to do it for this episode, actually. We're going to work on the rest of the shorelines in the next episode, so go ahead and like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it. Leave a comment if you want to see more. Don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you in the next episode of PixelCraft.